deals.
In a letter to the victims' families obtained by the New York Post, prosecutors explain in exchange for the removal of the death penalty as a possible punishment, these three accused have agreed to plead guilty to all the charged offenses, including the murder of the 2,976 people listed in the charge sheet.
And it's Fox's Chandler Painter. Brett Eagleson lost his father in the attacks.
Oh, it's just terrible, and it's shocking.
Eagleson last hour on Fox and Friends First. The Israeli military confirms it killed the head of Hamas's military wing, Mohammed Deif, in a July airstrike in southern Gaza. Hamas denies he was killed, and the former President Donald Trump will talk to the FBI today. And a victim statement when he was nearly assassinated.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Live and local. Real talk starts now.
Okay, right now. Do I hear myself? Barrel there. I'm Rayford Brown.
And I'm Lee Barrows.
And Kelly should be on the way here.
Yes.
Raymond's running a little bit late this morning. I know she's got some errands to do.
Our YouTube is up. Our Facebook is having issues connecting right now. So it should be up in a minute, you know.
There's internet here, internet there. And
Facebook.
yeah, things like that.
Whoa.
Okay. Yeah. Well, now she's been buzzed in, so Kelly is arriving.
Right.
And say, hey, Kelly.
Hey.
No, I said, say, hey, Kelly.
Hey.
Kelly. There you go. You got it. Everything good? How's traffic?
Not bad. Hardly traffic.
That'll change, no doubt about it, before too long.
Oh, it'll change for me in an hour.
Yeah. then your mess all really gets underway.
We have to go to the Sheets on the way back.
You haven't heard.
What? Don't you say it.
They've had a little moratorium on them. They were having some issues there in Hampstead.
I don't believe that to be true.
Okay. Well, you did for a second.
Yeah.
And
then-
I will tell you, though, my granddaughter said that place stayed packed.
It's amazing. How could you not? If anybody's had the hot chocolate, they'll know. And Tim called me the other day to let me know the one in Wilmington's open too. Woohoo!
Well, you got to drive all the way near the
Yeah,
hospital.
it's over by. He said
It's on Shipyard.
Shipyard and Independence.
Yes.
Right there at the corner.
Yep.
So that's cool.
That's what he told me.
Mm.
He said it's been packed
If you're
too.
going, I would strongly suggest. I don't know what the access is from Independence, but I would.
I'm not going that way.
I would go Shipyard and take Shipyard.
I'm just doing the Hampstead one today on the way back.
Yeah, okay. Well, don't you want to try them both just in case?
Okay.
I got to go to Wilmington in September for a doctor appointment. I'll go to that one then. It'll be died down a little bit.
A month away.
I know.
Yeah, I'm taking my sister Tuesday to her.
Yeah.
I got to check your schedule Tuesday.
I'm going to tell you, I'm going to write out for you what to get. I want you to try it.
Okay, great.
Hot chocolate.
The hot chocolate. I'm going to write it exactly how you ordered on the kiosk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to have it done a certain way.
Yes, it's to make it amazing in light gold. Yes. It'll rock your socks off, I'm telling you.
Well, today's the first day of the 8th month of 2024, a little more than 3 months from the big election, 5 months from the beginning of the next year. And my God, I hope next year is going to be a better one than where we are right now. It's just a mess.
A mess.
Yes, it's a mess. What's your biggest hope for 2025? Y'all got any desires? I mean, it's only just a few months away, 5 months away.
I hadn't thought about it. I'm still trying to get through this year.
World peace.
Yeah. Oh, stop, Miss America. Like that's going to happen.
World peace.
Yeah.
The world is on the brink of war as Iran is
Yeah.
making plans to attack Israel. Iran's Ayatollah Ali Khamenei has ordered a direct strike on Israel following the assassination of Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh on Wednesday. Haniyeh's death has been widely attributed to Israel, which did not claim responsibility but has pledged to eliminate Hamas leadership following the October 7th attacks. Haniyeh has led Hamas political wing since 2017 and was seen as its overall leader. Based outside of Gaza, he acted as the group's representative in negotiations to secure a ceasefire deal and hostage release. He was killed early Wednesday in Tehran. He won't be making any more deals, not on this earth. As our ally, the U.S. will likely be drawn into that fight. If Israel is attacked by Iran, we're going to be in it, one way or the other. Iran cannot win unless the crazy leaders in that country resort to nuclear weapons. Then nobody wins and everybody loses. just when there was some glimmer of hope that we might actually have plans to put an end to the never-ending invasion of illegals swarming across the southern border, seemingly without resistance, allowing the shipment of killer fentanyl to travel to every corner of this country, with more than 200 Americans dying every day from fentanyl overdoses. Many of those who die are not the typical junkies growing up that we knew about, shooting up on heroin for years before succumbing. Some of those dying today have taken fentanyl, disguised as one prescription pain pill or another, for the first and last time. During this 2-hour show today, from now until 9 a.m., 16 Americans from coast to coast will die from a fentanyl overdose. I want you to do that math and think about it. 16 will die between now and 9 o'clock this morning. Because of partisan political stupidity, the families and friends of 16 Americans will mourn. By noon today, another 24 families will join those in mourning. And the rest of us go on about our business, not demanding. I didn't say asking. I said, and I meant, we are not demanding that the madness stop. That's on us. It's not on our excuses for those that we have chosen to elect. It's on us for not demanding. We've got their telephone numbers. We have access to every one of the 100 senators and all 435 congresspeople.
Yeah.
They're available by telephone, their offices. Call their office, and the late Representative Walter Jones said they are, whoever answers the phone will take the message. You may not get a call back. You probably won't get a call back. But it is duly noted, because the congressmen, the responsible ones, will read those messages. So be explicit in what you're saying. Do not be vulgar. Do not get into the name calling. Just tell them what you are demanding as one of the 300 plus million Americans in this country.
Yeah.
We're tired of it.
I agree with that.
I'm tired of it. I don't know what else we can do.
Well, I'm going to backtrack a minute. What you were talking about Iran. I saw something late last night that said they're also targeting American leaders, to include former President Donald Trump, that they're trying to, they put out a list. Like, I call it a hit list. I don't know what else you'd call it.
Well, that's what it is. But we heard that before.
The Secret Service said that.
Our intel organizations have told us that that's going down.
And they'll say that we mean business this time, which, who knows. But still, I mean.
So at what point in time, so some guy tells you that, sends you a note, I'm going to kill you.
Mm-hmm.
At what point in time do you take preventative action? And what kind of preventative action can you take?
I would say, let's not wait.
And I wonder, and this is going to sound, I don't know, maybe it doesn't sound crazy, how many of their hit squad people came across the border to get into this country, so they'll be undetected. Seriously.
Do you really not think they have been planning this for a long time?
Oh, I agree 100%. And they found their way in.
Yeah,
yes.
It's across the southern border. They created that route.
I think sadly, the United States is going to be attacked in some form. And it came from, 9/11 wasn't planned in a week. You know what I mean? Like, it just wasn't.
No, they had a trial run once and found out where the
in
mistakes were.
93. Yeah. So look how
8 years
long,
earlier.
Yeah. So I mean, this, and for those that say, "Oh, it's a conspiracy theory,"
No,
it's a realist.
Conspiracies do exist.
They do. Some are super wacky, but they do exist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I just think, while I don't think Iran is like a major powerhouse, I think they're crazy enough to do crazy things.
They have nuclear weapons.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay?
Yeah.
They're not real sophisticated.
No.
They don't have a launching mechanism.
Which makes them dangerous.
But they can be. They can send these little dirty things in here. Imagine just 100 scumbag being paid to sneak across the border with a dirty bomb.
Yeah.
And planting them in 100 different locations around this country.
Or on themselves. I mean, they're all about some kind of suicide bomb thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
kind of get caught with
and
it.
you got to remember too, they have the backing both of North Korea and Russia, both countries run by wackies.
Yep.
So there's that. Yeah. I mean, I don't think Iran is doing this all themselves. I think they're planning it, but they're getting a little bit of assistance in some way. And then some by our own means, hence the open border. Yeah.
I like Steve. Okay. I like all of our callers. But I don't want to hear any more excuses from anybody. Well, if we had passed, if the Republicans had not gotten in the way, if Donald Trump had not stood up, if, and what if don't really matter. If we had done it, if you had taken that turn back there, no, that's already too late. We've already passed that thing. That horse has left the barn. In fact, he's in a different pasture in another part of the country. What do we do now?
But the other thing is,
first day of August, what do we do now?
But let's be clear about this too. Certain agencies like Border Patrol, because I have a friend that's a Border Patrol agent, they have been actually told they have to stand down.
Yes, they have.
Who do you think that order came from? It didn't come from Congress.
No, it came
Who
from
did it come
headquarters.
from?
That's right.
Yes. So we can't blame everything on Congress when some of those came directly from the top.
Nope, cannot. And if the laws are there, the laws have not been repealed. The laws have not been undone. We've
Right.
got laws that say it's illegal to cross that border.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm sorry, y'all. There's a law here. You've told me to stand down. All you got to do now is tell me to unstand down. Just enforce the law. We can take care of it. There was never anything official through Congress that changed those laws.
Yeah.
The implementation of the enforcement of those laws is what changed.
Yeah.
And that was nothing but a political move. Pandering to the left side of the aisle. Pandering to the loonies out there. Well, what would you do without all those illegal immigrants coming in here to take care of your crops and stuff like that? Americans are not going to do the job, then we'll starve. Put in your own crops, do your own thing. I'll tell you what, you can bring those and cut off assistance, federal assistance to those who are not going to do those jobs.
Agreed.
If you're not going to work and there are jobs available and you're not getting a job, then you don't get assistance. I'm sorry. Assistance is made for those who cannot work.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's about.
I agree. I mean, I think a lot of this problem has been compounded border-wise by having to stand down.
Oh, it is. You know.
And then a lot of them are faced with, if they disobey it, they lose their jobs.
Yeah.
And they were absolutely
They
told
will
that.
do that.
Yeah. So what do? They have to stand by and watch these people come across and assault them as well. But look at how many lives would have been saved. I can think of 3 right off the bat. The little girl in Georgia,
Mm-hmm.
the
Absolutely.
girl in California,
On
Yep.
the
and the
pier.
girl in Texas. That's
The-
3 right off the
The
bat.
mother of 5 that was out
Yeah.
jogging. There's so many stories.
The girl raped in, little 12-year-old raped in New York.
Yes.
I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And forget blaming. It's time for action.
way
We're past
beyond
the
that.
blame game. It's
way
time for
beyond,
action.
It's way beyond all of that. It's way beyond talking about Biden and handing out his T-shirts. That's
Yeah.
over with. That's gone. One and done. What do we do today?
Yeah.
5 months before a brand new year gets here.
You would think at this point, Biden would come out with this, would just reverse his mandate right now with this election going.
That's all that he's got to do.
Right. Exactly. 100%
If
exactly.
he was a man, if he was a real man,
Mhm.
a man with brass, he would stand before America tonight and say, my fellow Americans, I made a mistake. I thought that we could do it.
We could
This
kumbaya
way.
it and make it happen. Yeah.
Obviously, the other people, the other elements out there took advantage of my goodwill. And this is where we are 3.5 years later. Therefore, effective tomorrow morning, the 2nd day of August, with less than 5 months left in this year, I'm instructing our Border Patrol and all federal agencies to take the official action that they were sworn to do and uphold the laws of this nation. That will include stopping anybody and everybody at the border and requesting asylum. No. That has become overused, misused. It's a loophole. No more asylum. No more catch and release. No more waiting for you to come to a court because you're not going to show up.
Right.
No more. Until we get a handle on this, all of that stops effective tomorrow morning. Midnight tonight. Done. He's not a man.
It's just sad.
He's not a man. It's sad, discouraging,
Yeah.
and I would probably write his name in to be reelected if he would do that and mean it. What are y'all doing?
I don't know. Whose is that?
It's not mine.
Oh,
Hell, what? I mean, I'm literally on my same terrorist thing. That's
it's crazy this morning.
There's no
I've had
screen up.
I had to restart a YouTube,
What the hell?
Facebook video, and then it wouldn't
That's
appear on my
creepy.
page, and I'm like, what is going on? But we're good now.
That's
We're good.
creepy.
If you're having problems with your Facebook video, you can slide on over to our YouTube channel,
Yeah.
which I've also put that up here. So
There's no telling.
yeah,
Well,
it's just
yeah.
one of those freaky mornings with the internet and Facebook.
Well, now, and weird things, because all I wanted to talk about, did you see that 9/11 deal?
the thing about it was, Kelly, you weren't even touching the computer.
No, I
You
wasn't
don't
on
have
it.
to.
That's creepy.
I tell you, I
I
kept
hadn't
seeing.
even, I've been on that
there's
same
ghosts
screen
in
5
here.
minutes because we've been talking.
There's
And
ghosts
they've
in
been
here.
they've been watching you too. You didn't know.
I don't know. Well, I don't know, Rayford. How do you feel about the U.S. government reaching the plea agreement with the mastermind of 9/11, Khalid Sheikh Mohammed? How
I
do you
think
feel about
it's
it?
great, and I think he can have an accident any day of the week.
I don't think
Whoa.
so. They took the death penalty off the
He can have an accident.
table. I hear what you're saying.
He's going to serve life in prison.
Where Supermax?
It
Does-
might be
does it
short-lived life, but
Yeah.
he can be there. What do you think it's going to do if they put him in general population?
They won't. Where's he going?
They will inside the prison at some point in time.
But
There will
it's-
be a mistake. There will be a screw up that happens on a daily basis.
But if you go to Supermax, they are very separated. They're all in individual cells. They're walled off.
Understand?
I mean, I just don't think so. Look at the Boston Marathon bomber sitting over there living his best life. Nothing's happened to him
You missed a word.
yet. I hear
That's
you,
the one.
but I don't think so.
Well, we'll wait and see. Okay, y'all. Today, the same situation. If you want to chat, you send an email. Send it to
Oh yeah, let me pull that up.
Lee C. as in Claudine. Lee C. Barrows, BARROWS at gmail.com, or send it to our Facebook Messenger. Send it via Facebook Messenger, and
I got it pulled up.
one of the two young ladies to my left, they will handle it, and they'll
On
pass
now.
along the information. The information that you need to include is my name is, and then put a name there. My telephone number is, and include your area code, please. And if you want to say what you want to talk about, cool. That way I won't go into it blind. But we'd love to hear from you. What happens is I get that message and I reach over here onto this other computer over here, and I put your telephone number in and I hit call, and it calls you. And then when you answer the phone and I see that you've answered the phone, as soon as I can get a word in edgewise, then you will be put on the air. That's all it takes. Okay? Let's take a break. You're live and local. Real Talk Freedom 90. No, we done. This is our weather break, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, it is that weather break. Okay, so let me get back up here to all that sort of good stuff.
Well, okay. It's
Put
one day
glasses on
closer to
and-
Friday.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Today's John Stars Electric severe weather tip might just get your attention. There appears to be a chance that a tropical wave moving across the Lesser Antilles, those islands in the chain, including the U.S. and British Virgin Islands, to the east of Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic, and now this mess is over Puerto Rico, could organize and make its way to the east coast of the United States. This wave could become a tropical depression over the weekend. Yep, it could. And though there are no reasons to head for the hills, not just yet, it should serve as a reminder that we need to run through our checklist. Head count. How many people in your household that might be present should a storm come our way? How many pets? Is there anyone in this household on medication? Do they need refilling? Is anyone relying on a medical device such as oxygen? You might want to get some extra bottles. Not today, maybe by tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. The medical offices will still be open. Take a look at the weather and what the warnings are. If conditions do not require you to leave unless you live on the beaches, there are some things you'll need to have on hand. Battery-powered radio and batteries. Got them? Check.
Yes.
Battery-powered LED lights and spare batteries. Check. A gallon of water per person per day. If you have a household where there are people who suck on water around the clock, take that into account. Non-perishable foods that folks in the house really actually eat, including picky children. Pet food, a manual can opener. If you have a gas range, good. Do you have any matches? Huh? What? I got a gas range. Well,
Make a
without
list.
electricity, those self-igniting starters don't work. If you have babies, diapers, lots of diapers, toilet paper and paper towels, a first aid kit, mainly just in case during cleanup operations afterwards. If you're told to evacuate, do you know where your nearest evacuation shelter is located? Go to Onslow County, you'll find out. Perhaps you will want to crash inland at a motel or with friends or relatives. Be sure you take supplies with you. There's no reason to overburden your host. About your property, if you're told to leave the beach and you have large propane tanks for heating there, turn them off at the valve if you're leaving. Those tanks can float. The lines running to your home can break free, and you don't want them loading the area with propane. One spark and things can go from really bad to a raging fire within just a few seconds. Everyone, make sure you have an enclosed area to store lawn furniture, grills, garbage cans, and bikes. Otherwise, have enough rope on hand to lash them together and tie them to a solid object. Loose objects can become missiles in strong winds. Really important. Really important. How many cars you got? Fill them all up with gasoline before the weekend. Keep your cell phones charged and refrain from using them during a hurricane. Chit-chatting when the power is off is a surefire way not to have an emergency communications device if you need it when there's no juice in the house. If there are folks in your group and someone requires oxygen, consider getting those spare tanks, like I told you earlier, to get you through. Try to stay out of your refrigerator and freezer when you don't have electricity. When it's time to eat and you have a Kemper stove or some other type of cooking device, start with the food that's thawing in your freezer. Hello. If you have little ones, you know how bored and irritable they can get. Consider a few things to keep them occupied. Books, cards, and games are good ones. If you're new here, do not hesitate to ask those of us who have been around the block for a few years some suggestions. While you're going through things that you'll need should a hurricane visit our shores, this is the perfect time to consider reaching out to John Stars Electric, your Generac standby generator dealer. The generators won't stop a storm, but they can make your lives a lot easier during and especially after the storm. While you're getting stuff back together, the Stars team will handle everything, including dealing with your power company and the propane company of your choice. John Stars Electric. Give them a call and start that ball rolling. 910-989-1908. It's the team with the plan. Okay, stay tuned for just a couple of minutes for your local weather forecast right after this break.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Liberty Mutual presents How to Get Ahead at Work.
It's simple. Just ask for a meeting with your supervisor. While you're discussing the latest sales reports, she'll slip into the conversation that you customized your home insurance with Liberty Mutual and saved hundreds. Whoa! The business savvy you showed saving hundreds of dollars on home insurance will have you running seminars on saving money in no time.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com. Based on recent survey of new customers who switched and saved. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more Straight Talk. Let's take a moment to appreciate our sweet children, loving grandparents, and eternal soulmates. Now let's use them to save money on wireless. Because with the Straight Talk Silver Plan, you get 4 lines for just $25 a month with unlimited data and no contracts. So add those human pawns, loved ones, and save money. Thanks, kids. They're finally worth it. Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart.
Get 4 lines on Silver Unlimited for $25 per line per month, plus taxes and fees. For data management practices and additional terms, visit straighttalk.com.
A plan every family member should consider is the pre-arranged funeral. It's the worry-saving thing to do for your family. Making pre-arrangements helps to alleviate the additional stress on family members that can come with arranging a loved one's funeral. Jones Funeral Home's prepaid funeral plan helps remove confusion. They make a practical evaluation of costs possible, and it's the best way to take an unpleasant task off the shoulders of the family. Call Jones Funeral Home at 455-1281.
With locations in Jacksonville, Richland, Swansboro, and Holly Ridge.
For over 40 years, people have trusted Liberty Tire, 1137 Gum Branch Road, not only for tires and tire service, but also auto and truck repair as well. Being locally owned and operated as your hometown Bridgestone Firestone dealer, at Liberty Tire, dependability and personal service is their #1 priority. Being a state-of-the-art facility and using the latest technology, Liberty Tire guarantees all their work. It's simple. If you bought tires without pricing us first, you pay too much. Liberty Tire, 1137 Gum Branch Road, Jacksonville, for all your tire needs. Phone 910-346-6655.
This just in, I think there's been a prison break, and reports are saying it's the Scorcher. Yes, the Scorcher has escaped and is running rampant across Comfortville. Apparently, he's targeting innocent air conditioning units. Yes, and wait a second. It seems that reports are flooding in of unfortunate citizens feeling uncomfortable, hot, and in extreme cases, I hesitate to say this on the air, people are even sweating. Wait a minute, we're now getting word there seems to be some sort of disturbance. Oh, Bryant Man is on the scene, and he has apprehended the Scorcher. All right. Tune in again for another tale of Bryant Man, always doing whatever it takes.
Call Downey's Heating and Air Conditioning at 346-4311. Let them keep you comfortable this summer. Downey's Heating and Air, serving our community for over 25 years. Downey's can also help you with your home guttering needs. Call Downey's today, 346-4311. If a project requires ready-mix concrete, whether a driveway, patio, livestock housing, outdoor kitchen, or something special for the summer, Mixed Masters Concrete Beulahville can handle the job, large or small. Mixed Masters Concrete offers residential, commercial, and agricultural contract work with professional service and fast delivery. Owner Scott Thinkpen provides free estimates, and Mixed Masters Concrete will deliver on Saturdays. In addition to expert concrete service, KPT Masonry does complete concrete finishing. So, for ready-mix concrete and professional concrete finishing, phone 910-298-6153. Mixed Masters Concrete and KPT Masonry of Beulahville. Proud to be a part of the continuing growth of Eastern North Carolina. And thanks to all our military families and all that serve.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
The Marine Forecast is brought to you by Community Prevention Services. Whether you're feeling stressed because of the gloom and doom of daily news like we've been talking about for the last 20 minutes, reports that you might have to deal with severe weather, which we just got through talking about. Perhaps you're dealing with the personal addiction of some sort or another, or there's someone close to you with a problem like that. There are people right here in Jacksonville who have dedicated their lives to help folks with issues. They're not going to judge you. They won't remind you that some of your decisions were probably not the smartest things you've done. You already know that. What you need and what the staff of Community Prevention Services can offer are caring folks who will listen and they will work with you to develop a treatment plan. Stress plays a major role in a lot of lives. Some stress can be managed. Other times it's much better to find a professional to offer a plan of action to get you back on track. You should know too, the longer you wait, the more difficult it's going to be. That is what I'll talk to Kelly about. If you wait, you got this issue, and you wait and you wait, you put it off, you try this, you try that, none of it works.
It snowballs sometimes.
It's like that little old tiny snowball at the top of the hill, and you roll it up and you roll it down. What happens?
It gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Yes.
And the effects can get more and more. It's more difficult too to get you straightened out, right?
Correct. Yes.
The treatment plan is going to be longer, probably more intense, I would assume.
Yeah.
And I'm not one of those counselor types, but you know, I can see that kind of issue.
Yeah.
It can snowball. So you know what? If you know this, don't dwell on the past.
Of course.
That's over. What are you going to do today? That has come and gone. You should be looking forward and with a guiding hand from a compassionate and well-trained counselor. You'll feel change beginning in short order. Call Community Prevention Services today. They're located at 918 Henderson Drive. Their number, make a note of this, 910-353-0972.
Correct.
910-353-0972. No overnight miracles, but you can look forward to the day that you wake up, and get going to get you back to the way you want to be. Offshore today, winds out of the southwest 10 to 15 knots, seas 2 to 3 feet, sounds and rivers of moderate chop. Today and tomorrow looking okay. Southwesterly winds tomorrow 10 to 15, seas 2 to 4 feet, just slightly increasing. Sounds and rivers still a moderate chop. Then Saturday, a change for the worse. Southwesterly winds 15 to 20 knots, gust to 25 knots, seas 4 to 6 feet. Sounds and rivers are going to be kind of choppy.
That's yucky.
Yes.
All right. Well, for us here on the land, today, mostly sunny, a high of 95. Our heat index has gone down slightly to 106.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, there's only a 20% chance of rain. So it's basically going to be hot and sunny today.
Okay, here's what you need to know. When you start baking those cookies in your car, you're going to have to leave them there for an extra 20% of the
this
time.
extra 20. Yeah. And well, tonight, partly cloudy, low of 76. So it'll be a warm evening. Tomorrow, partly sunny, a high of 94. Our heat index value tomorrow is as high as 109. And we're going to have those wonderfully nice 21-mile-an-hour hot wind gusts. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy, low of 78, which is even warmer tomorrow night than it's going to be tonight. Then on Saturday, the rain chances start to increase. Mostly sunny on Saturday with a high of 91 with 21-mile-an-hour gusts. And Saturday night, partly cloudy, low of 77. But Sunday, we're at a 60% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mainly after 2 p.m. Otherwise, partly sunny, high of 89. So I would suggest if you're going to do yard work or whatever, you probably best bet will be Saturday, and Sunday, do it before 2.
Yeah.
Because that warm will probably, if it's at 60% now, it's probably going to be a
I'll do
little
it as soon as
something.
I get home.
Yeah.
I held off yesterday waiting for a workman. We won't
Didn't
go
show
there
up.
again.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Okay.
Do I want to tell Kelly about my night last night?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you about your potential night coming up. Or two.
Oh, go right
potential.
ahead.
There is that thing we've talked about, but not, getting all upset about. And there's
the
really
X.
still no
It's
reason to
moved.
get Yeah, well, it does
I just
that.
looked at it. I know it decided it wasn't waiting for his
It's now
friends.
over Puerto Rico and moving towards the west-northwest. It's
It's better for us. Right?
well,
At this moment.
yeah, it's still going to start getting towards the neighborhood of the United States, and when it gets in that direction, there's no telling what's going to happen.
I'm just looking at that X right now.
That's all you need to look at right now. Showers, it's disorganized showers and disorganized thunderstorms. It has no formation, no eye, no defined mass or anything else. It's just rain. No serious winds or anything at this time. Environmental conditions, though, I always got to give you the howevers, howsoevermore's conditions are forecast to be more conducive for development after the wave passes the greater Antilles, and a tropical depression could form by this weekend or early next week over the eastern Gulf of Mexico or far southwestern Atlantic Ocean, including in the vicinity of Florida. Interests across the Great Antilles, the Bahamas, and Florida should continue to monitor the progress of the system. We've had formation chance over the next 48 hours for some time now until this morning at 2 o'clock of 0. We now have a formation chance in the next 48 hours of 10%. Not significant. Formation chance for the next 7 days, 60%. So we are watching it. You should just be doing what I told you to at the beginning of this weather segment to take a look, see at what you got.
Yeah,
Make sure you got your mess together in your head.
It's crazy. Yesterday, most of the consensus was it coming up the eastern seaboard. As of this morning,
by whom?
now it's National Weather Service, and now this morning it's looking like the Gulf. So you can't predict these things.
In my opinion, I'm not a meteorologist at any level, but in my opinion, that X being where it is now leads it believe it's going to go over and come up, which spares us, but causes a Gulf. But unless one of his little friends joins or some weather thing pulls it back up towards us. Yeah.
If you will look at history and you go down to last year, the most recent history, and you will find storms that were in this same location going straight up, hanging a right, and leaving.
Well, I do agree with that.
Yeah, they were talking about that
I agree with that
yesterday,
one.
too.
So
Yes.
there are possibilities, and it's forecasting. It's not guaranteed.
Yeah, they were saying this morning too that there's a fear. Of course, it's too early for everything. That it's going to get up to a certain point and stall and create a Harvey event. So it's too early to tell anything.
Yeah, I'm
for
telling you,
sure.
it's waiting. It's picking his
They're
moment.
they're looking at all the different
Well,
fronts.
You're
and-
not going anywhere by plane, right?
No, I'm not playing any
There's
tricks.
no problem.
I know.
There's no
That's what I'm
problem.
saying.
Hey,
That's what
Reagan's not going either,
It's
so
going
we
to
should be
bypass us.
okay.
Yeah, I have
should
no
be
travel
okay.
plans, so we're good. Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, that's the status. There's nothing to jump up and down and scream and holler about. You will read all about the models. The National Weather Service is not the major predictor of hurricane movements or tropical system movements, and that's called the National Hurricane Center. And those guys are the ones that are looking at it. And if you pay attention to them, they will be more right more often than they will be wrong. So just hang in there. And they're not going to jump the gun. That's the good thing.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm reading this wild story. Highland, California. Did you hear that story about the road rage incident?
No.
It happened
Narrow
July
it down a little
27th,
bit.
which was, just
Couple
a few
days
days ago. It was on the 210 freeway. I've driven that quite a bit, actually. So a guy on a motorcycle was lane splitting. You know what that is, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, it's legal in California. Is it legal here? I don't know.
No.
I've seen people do it, but I didn't know if it was legal here. Well, it is legal there. But as he passed this one particular car, he clipped it. I mean, not doing anything major, and he just kept going instead
That's
of
hit and
stopping.
run.
Yeah. So the guy in the car starts following him.
Not mad.
Yep. And he started following them. So at some point, they pulled into a parking lot, and they, prior to that, they were exchanging words driving down the road. So I don't know if the guy pulled beside him in the car. I'm not really sure. That's what I envisioned. And they pulled into a parking lot. They both pulled out guns, shot each other, and they both died.
Well,
the guy in the car had his two small children in the car, ages 2 and 5, who witnessed the entire thing.
He needs to have
Yeah. So,
just dump him into an open pit.
yeah, I mean, so he's dead. The motorcycle rider's dead. The children now don't have their father. They had to witness it. I mean, come on. And it was minor. I mean, he clipped it and did not even really damage the car.
Tomorrow we're going to have one or more officers in here from the Jacksonville Police Department Traffic
one.
Division. Okay. And, that's something that they have to deal with, too, on a regular basis. And all of these vehicles out there that are running, and they're creating road rage incidents. I see it every time on the bypass going towards the bridge, or on the bridge on 17 bypass. I see these potential road rage events happening any moment. You got the motorcycle and they are doing the lane changes, zip, 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 zip. You think, and I asked a guy about this one time that I knew who was doing that in his car, not on a bike. You think you know in your mind that you can zip in there and you know, with the skin of your teeth, not hit this other car. You know that, but does the other car know that? No.
Right.
They will take preventative action, which sometimes will send them into a tailspin or off the road. You are responsible for that. Just because you think that you can do this and get away with being one of those race car drivers on the circuit doesn't mean you're worth a crap on the highway. You do not see the Jeff Gordons out there. Is he still around?
Yeah, well, I don't think he
doesn't race, but
he owns a bunch of car dealers.
You don't see him.
Well, he's co-owner of Hendricks Motorsports.
You did not see him running up and down the highway doing things
I'm sure he didn't do that, yeah.
On the racetrack, because he knew better.
Correct. I agree with that.
First of all, when you're on the racetrack, you're dealing with professional drivers. On the highway, you're dealing with anything but professional drivers.
I agree with that too.
But the actions that you take on the highway can start a tailspin. And you can just sail on and go on by and mind your own business, and you got a whole bunch of cars behind you piled up. It's happened.
Tell you what, road rage is alive and well here. It happened to my son-in-law. Guy followed him all the way, pulled up in his driveway, gets out and then starts threatening and made gestures and threats and everything. The whole thing caught on camera. Yeah.
Okay, we'll come back and we'll talk about a little Karen rage too, because it doesn't happen just on the highway.
Karen rage?
Karen rage.
Happens in the grocery store.
You're live and local, Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. Again, you want to chat, go ahead and send us an email, leecbarrows@gmail.com, or post something on our Facebook Messenger page. Send us a message and with your telephone number and your name, and we'll call you back just as soon as we can. You're live and local, Real Talk. We'll be right back.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? Veterinarian about your pet. These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
When it comes to paint and paint supplies, whether a contractor or homeowner, since 1957, people have depended on Jacksonville's premier paint store, CNS Paint, for all their painting supplies, and accessories, as well as providing expert knowledge and helping with a particular paint project. Paint, with locations in Jacksonville at 6 Doris Avenue, 504 Cedar Point Boulevard, Cedar Point, and 105 Williams Drive, Morehead City. CNS Paint is close and convenient to cover the Crystal Coast with quality PPG paint for any project, residential or commercial. Color is often the first impression of a home or community. PPG's team of designers, experienced in both new home construction and residential repaint, have compiled over 2,000 color schemes to provide you with a selection that appeals to homeowners. A beautiful and lasting paint job starts with quality PPG paint. For more information, phone 910-455-0210 or visit CNS Paint, 6 Stars Avenue, Jacksonville, 504 Cedar Point Boulevard, Cedar Point, or 105 Wayne Drive in Morris City, or online, cspaintcenter.com. CNS Paint, Jacksonville's premier paint store since 1957.
Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local carrier indoor weather team. Serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1967. Now offers commercial financing and residential financing as low as 0%. With hurricane season here, be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air. Generac generators in stock, ready to install today. Humphrey Heating and Air also does residential and commercial plumbing, air duct cleaning for better breathing. All brands of HVAC. Turn to the carrier experts. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning. With locations in Jacksonville and Hempstead, visit online humphreyheating.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning since 1967. Relax. We're on the way.
If you're looking for a home, perhaps you want to sell your house, why would you not pick a realtor that knows Eastern North Carolina? Candy Brown Thompson has lived her entire life in this area and knows the territory like the back of her hand. She's a realtor with Century 21 Champion in Jacksonville and is known as a professional that will do everything possible to find the right home to meet your needs. It matters not whether you're looking for a small starter home or you're ready for a larger home. Candy will stick her neck out and check out homes throughout the eastern part of the state. She's known to look high and low and show you as many houses as you want until you have found the perfect house you can turn into a home. Throughout the process, she'll treat you with grace, kindness, and integrity, and you'll love her sense of humor. For a realtor dedicated to her clients, give Candy Brown Thompson of Century 21 Champion a call at 910-787-5600. That's 910-787-5600.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
You know, we all have stories that we run into, situations we run into, personal sometimes. And I was in one of those stores yesterday. I had a grocery cart in front of me. I was pushing it and trying to do things and headed for the checkout counter. And there was a lady, female type lady. She was walking directly across the line I was moving forward on my path.
Right.
She didn't look left, right, which is okay. You know, you're in the grocery
Quite often,
store,
yes.
you're on the highway, and anyway, she stopped right in front of my cart, and I'm like, okay, is this somebody I know by any chance? No, didn't know her, never seen her before that I can recall, and she didn't even look at me. But then she turned and was facing in the opposite direction from me. I'm still behind her. And she's just standing there looking to the left and looking to the right around her and obviously looking for someone. I didn't say anything. I just moved my cart so I can go around her. Well, she stepped into the path that I was getting ready to move into. I said, okay, this is interesting. I decided to go back to my original path. Well, guess where she ended up?
Right.
It was not intentional.
Right.
She was in another world,
Yes.
obviously looking for somebody else. But, you know, did I jump up and down and scream and holler? Did I throw her down and stomp and kick her? Did I bump her? Did I do anything like that? No, I just giggled to myself. And that's what I did.
Right.
It was got to be kind of comical. If anybody was back there looking, it would have been a great piece of video to have. But it was just...
She obviously wasn't the same one that I encountered.
Yeah,
the other day.
that's where I was leading.
Good Lord. Yeah, so that's a whole funny story.
So you attacked a woman.
So I picking up stuff for my granddaughter. She came to visit. You know, I had to get her goodies. And so I'm going up and every register was busy, even the self-checkouts. So I went up. I saw this one man at the self-checkout and he was unloading his groceries. So I pulled up behind him. All of a sudden I hear this, excuse me, I'm in line. And I'm like, what? Looking all around.
You cut line.
You cut in front of me. I'm in line. And I finally realized it was directed at me. And I turned around and it's a woman and she was in the actual food aisle at the end of it, I never saw her.
She had not made it up to what you consider to be the line.
Right. So
Formation point.
there was like an 8-foot difference. And so I turned around, I looked at her, still confused, and she goes, "You cut in front of me." And she was hateful.
She was still dealing with the COVID distance, right?
I guess so. And when I finally realized what was going on, I said, and of course, everybody's looking at us. And I said, "My apologies. I am so sorry. I didn't see you there." And she goes, "Yes, you did." And she kept on and on. And I said, "Please, ma'am, just go ahead and go in front of me. I don't mind. It's my fault. I apologize." And I was doing everything to be courteous. She kept on yelling. And I'm like, good God. So I just finally pulled out and went to another register, which had a very long line, but I would rather do that. And she finally got up there and paid for her couple little groceries and stormed out of the store. And I'm like, man, what was that all about? So, by the time I got my groceries together and headed for the parking lot, I'm thinking, I hope she's gone. I don't see her in the park. I got all the way down, and my truck's parked at the end now.
Okay.
And when I got out there and I looked, and in the vehicle right next to mine was the crazy woman. That's where she had parked. And I'm like, why does this keep continuing? And she looked at me and gave me this look, and then she gunned it and took off. And I'm like, okay, I'm glad she didn't know it was my truck next to her at the time. But I'm just like, what in the world? What is going on? And it was so funny. I have to tell this part. I'm wearing the WSME t-shirt.
Uh-huh.
And, I'm wearing it. So,
That's the reason you didn't stop her, right?
So I had to be very nice and courteous because I have to set the example. And what did Rayford say? Tell Kelly what you said to me.
I don't remember.
You said, well, you should have just knocked her out. And once she came conscious, she would have at least known what radio station to listen to.
Hey, that's pretty good.
I lost it then. I was like, you're crazy.
Yeah, I am. Really good piece of stuff yesterday in my travels yesterday.
Yes.
Coming back, I had to make a stop at one of the food stores too. And then I pull out, and where Commerce Road is.
Yes.
Up there beside the food line in that area, right?
Yes, I
and
take
I
it
pulled
quite
out there,
often.
and of course they got a new extension thing there now because that's my preferred travel back to this place.
Yes.
So in one light, not that much traffic. But I got up to the intersection, and the car's light changed, but not for me to go, but for the ones to come across from the other side. Well, a
Right.
gentleman was pushing. He was elderly, older than I am, and a lady that was in a wheelchair. He was trying to push her up the little incline to get her back on the sidewalk. He had crossed over that intersection, pushing her. He could not push her up that incline. He was trying his best.
Aww.
A man, he was wearing I just took him to be a firefighter. Okay, I don't know that he was, but he looked like he was dressed like a firefighter. He had it was sort of a uniform, but not a
Right.
not dress blues or anything. But he got out, put his blinkers on. He got out and he helped get that lady up on the ramp.
Oh, how nice.
And when the light turned for us, of course, we went across everybody, and I gave him a thumbs up. And not a car that was caught and had to suffer through at least one more change, because that intersection is awful coming from his direction.
Yes, I familiar
There were
with that
probably
one.
15 cars backed up there at that time. Nobody blowing the horn.
Yeah.
Nobody getting stupid.
Right.
Good.
And what did you lose out of life for waiting an extra light cycle?
Duh.
Nothing. Right.
Duh.
Nothing.
Yeah, not that big a deal. Okay, you're live in local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We'll be right back.
WSME.
What's happening, small towners? It's time to get piggy and get cooking. Richland's Piggly Wiggly brings you whole fresh pork picnic for $1.59 a pound. Did somebody say barbecue? Fire up the grill because we have baby back pork ribs for $2.49 a pound. The juiciest Eastern peaches for 99 cents a pound. I know you're giving some of Grandma's peach cobbler, so get her some peaches, wink, wink. And then, for a nice snack by the pool, some sweet, locally grown seedless watermelons for $3.99 each. Come on down to the Richlands Piggly Wiggly. We will be oh so glad to see your face.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Pino Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Gino Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding dedication. Il Gino Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
Mills International Incorporated, your local Cub Cadet dealer, is ready for summer. And you should be too, with the Cub Cadet Ultima Series. Come today and see how the zero-turn mowers have stepped up control with traditional lap to a familiar wheel experience. Four-wheel control provides precision, maneuverability, and stability on a variety of terrains, including hills up to 20 degrees. Adjustable automotive-inspired high back seat lets you comfortably cut at your maximum speed, while a heavy-duty mowing deck powers your yard for a premium cut. Combine steering wheel control with premium features of the Cub Cadet Ultima Series, and you get a zero-turn mower ready to unlock the possibilities of your lawn. Head to your local Cub Cadet dealer, Mills International Incorporated, at 801 South Queen Street, Kinston, for exceptional offers, expert advice, and a superior service.
Home Connections of Beulahville is connecting people with the American dream of home ownership. In addition to single wides, double wides, and modular homes, Home Connections offers custom building and land home packages throughout eastern North Carolina just for you. Whether it be a single wide, double wide, modular home, or custom built dream home, Home Connections will make it happen. Home Connections sincerely want you to have the American dream, your own home. Home Connections features homes by Clayton with a variety of floor plans and amenities to choose from, and many finance options available. Home Connections can make owning your own home affordable and simple. 50% of new home buyers at Home Connections are through referrals, and references are gladly provided. For your convenience, Home Connections in Beulahville is now open from 9 to 6 Monday through Friday and 9 till 2 on Saturdays. Beautiful homes, friendly staff, and financing. All you need to do now is call Bobby or Reggie, 910-298-3387. That's 910-298-3387, or visit ourhomeconnections.com.
Home Connections, Highway 24, Beulahville, on your way to and from the beach.
Attention property owners, are you fed up with bad tenants, under-market rents, and late payments? At Fountain Management, we provide unrivaled levels of expertise and all the tools and services you need to make owning a rental property easy and profitable. Are you ready to talk about taking the management of your real estate investment to the next level? Well, contact us today. Fountain Management, 910-455-1609. We will make owning your rental property simple and rewarding.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back, and I was looking yesterday and reading some stuff about interviews, and I got a little bit irritated, and it involves Donald Trump.
Oh yes,
and Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris. I did it right.
Yes,
it's Kamala.
We got that now.
And I've got a little bit irritated with Trump, his action. I understand where he's coming from because he got mad.
Right.
And he got mad because he got set up. The problem is people get set up. You got to realize you're going to get set up.
That's right.
And it's a setup was waiting to occur, and they did a good job, in my opinion. But that does not excuse him in the least for what he said and how he acted. He's a better person than that, or should be. If he's not a better person than that, then perhaps he should not be president. Is it too late to draft me?
You might want to jump in right at this point. Anybody's good.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, anyway, we'll talk a little bit about that after the break, because it's just be a gentleman or a lady, at least. If you're running for office, you're going to have to take a lot of crap.
Mm-hmm.
It's how you deal with the crap while you're campaigning that makes me think about how are you going to deal with the crap that we're going to put up, or you're going to have to put up with from people in, 435 members of the House, 100 members of the Senate, and 350 or 320 million Americans, and all of those countries, other countries, some of them hating our guts. You're still going to have to deal with them. And if you're going to act like I saw yesterday, I'm not going to be happy. That would be very bad. So what you're doing now tells me the way that you will likely act if you're elected to office.
Your choice of words is very important, especially at this period of time.
Yeah, there's a time. Okay, we'll talk about it, but you get set up or whatever. You realize it once it happens. Say, you know what? Excuse me. I've got another important call that I have to take. It's from John Glenn. He's stranded on the moon. I'll be back later. You're live and local, Real Talk on Freedom 97. They'll get the message. 97.1 WSME. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
WSME Champion W246CJ Jacksonville.
Fox News, I'm Joan Jalozzi. The alleged mastermind of the 9/11 attacks and 2 other terrorists awaiting trial at Guantanamo Bay will avoid the death penalty after striking plea deals.
Khalid Sheikh Mohammed was one of 3 detainees at Gitmo who agreed to the plea deal sparing the death penalty. He's accused of coming up with the idea of hijacking the airliners. He's believed to have presented the idea to Ben in 1996. He's said to have trained and directed some of those hijackers.
That is Fox's Lucas Tomlinson, former questioned Vice President Kamala Harris. His racial identity in a tense appearance at the National Association of Black Journalists conference.
I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black.
Vice President Kamala Harris spoke in Houston in front of Sigma Gamma Rho, a black sorority, saying his comments showed divisiveness and disrespect. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1
WSME.
It's live and local. Real Talk.
We're after 8 o'clock, and we're back. And again, if you guys want to chat this morning before we go off too crazy here, go ahead and send us an email, leecbarrows@gmail.com, or post a note on Facebook Messenger, address it to us, and give us your name and your telephone number, and we'll call you. How's that sound? Our electronic devices, and I had to clean up what I was going to say about them, because sometimes those of us who have used a lot of electronic devices, we have a name for them, and the part of it is ridiculous electronic devices. I won't tell you what the first letter is, but anyway, they're gone, and we anticipate them being back, but they don't give us a timeline. In about a week, I can call them. They tell me, and they'll tell me about what they found, if they've gotten into them. But they also understand it's for a broadcast facility, and they're hurrying. So we'll see. And they told me some hints and some things that they're going to do to modify those devices.
That'd
and what
be
else I
great.
can do. Hopefully it'll make it a little bit better, a little less irritating when we're talking with
That'd be
callers.
wonderful.
But okay, callers, now some of this is on you. First, do not do hands-free. If you're driving down the highway, pull over. Your Bluetooth is a noisy device. It might sound good to you. You may look cool in it. You may walk around the grocery store being cool, but it sucks over the air. If you're going to be calling us and you're listening to the radio on Simple Radio or Facebook or whatever on the same phone that you're trying to call us on, you're going to get feedback. You're
Right.
going to get a delay. What you're listening to is over the air, and on Facebook, that can be delayed as much as 20 seconds at times.
Right.
Not our fault. That's just the nature of Facebook. Even if you dial directly into the station, you're going to get feedback if you do something like that. So do not listen while you're making the call to us. When you make the call, you'll start hearing the conversation in real time. Do it that way. Do not use hands-free. That creates an echo between your head and the device. There is a space there, and it takes a period of time for that sound to travel that far, and that period of time creates, you don't know it as an echo, you say it just sounds hollow to you.
Correct.
And there's a little bzzz also. We have to crank your audio down, so sometimes your audio level is too low. So those are some of the things. Hands-free, bad. Bluetooth doesn't work. Pick up the phone and put it to your ear.
Put to your ear, yeah.
That's the way to make it.
True.
The Donald.
The Donald.
Y'all don't get mad at me. I'm not picking on him. I'm just going to give you some opinion now. I saw what you did. What did you do?
Oh, no, it's for later.
It's for later. I
Keep passing
just,
notes.
She's preparing.
I was getting a phone number for you to call in a little while.
Just, he doesn't know that being nasty will not gain him any of the votes he will need in November to reclaim the White House.
I hear you, but I'm telling you, he can't help himself. Yeah, I said it before.
After his debate with Biden back in June,
Yeah.
I had some hope. It was obvious to him that he did not need to attack the president.
Agreed.
Biden was orchestrating his own demise. If Trump had gone after the president at that time, if he'd gone after him, with every voter in this country knowing how weak the president had become, Trump would have been looking like the villain that he would have been. Note, Biden was not going to win at that time.
Correct.
That was his one and done. But it would sure have left Trump looking like a bad person. Right?
Okay.
You don't need that. Then Biden backs out and along comes Kamala. She's an easy target in a straight up political battle. That's how he should keep it.
But he can't.
She's an easy target. Her performance as VP, her disservice as a prosecutor, putting California residents in danger with their confusing methods of prosecuting criminals, again, an easy target. And that's the way he should go at it.
I agree.
He does not need to jump into the weeds, calling her names, nothing like that.
I agree.
You don't get over it. Leave that to us. We can do that. And we can have a lot of fun with that. That's the way teenage girls fight. Hallelujah. I said it. Y'all gonna go after me, but he's no teenager. And I assume he's not a girl. His latest, while headline grabbing for attention, is a pretty dumb act. What am I talking about? In front of a crowd responding to a reporter's question, he said that Vice President Harris, quote, became a black person after years of identifying as Indian. Well, he may or may not be right.
Well, there are videos out, and I saw them yesterday where that's how she identified herself.
Yes, she does.
Which is still, I don't care if she identifies herself as a clown. He needs to just stop.
Well, and not only
That's
that,
not part of the campaign.
no, just all he has to
Give me
do
the issues.
is come up, just highlight the things she has not done. There's a list.
Yep, absolutely.
That's all he's got to do. But I'm
right.
telling you, he can't help himself, Rayford.
Here are the facts. Harris' mother is Indian.
Yes,
Her dad is Jamaican.
correct.
That's right.
Jamaican who descended from Africans. Probably a few hundred years ago, the Jamaican race, it's not really a race, but the Jamaican, whatever you want to call it, if you want to classify it as a race, is made up of a variety of races. There are Jamaicans who are diluted descendants of white sailors from several generations earlier.
Yeah.
Okay. But picking on Harris to diminish her heritage does nothing to gain him any votes other than the Proud Boy racist elements of our society.
Correct.
I agree.
Carrying that distinction is a turnoff for a bunch of folks, including me. I don't like it, and others don't like it, but it won't stop most of those who don't like it from still voting for it. Why would you be okay as a candidate? If you're a candidate, why would you be okay knowing that people will go to the polls and hold their noses while they vote for you? I don't want to do that. If you got to tell me I stink, but you'll hold your nose and still vote for me, that's a problem. For me, I just wouldn't. I don't know how he can. I don't know how he can do it. There are so many opportunities to take Harris to the mat without resorting to something personal.
I agree.
If his campaign folks were clever, they would pull every. Listen, if y'all are a campaigner, here's what you need to do. Pull every news clip Harris has ever appeared in. There are a lot of them, plenty of them, that would show she could care less about the rights of Americans and will use whatever tactics to grab headlines of her own. There are enough news clips that she does not want to take ownership of today to satisfy the greedy media. particularly if Trump would pull a Sergeant Joe Friday line and go after just the facts, ma'am. How many votes do you think he would get if he hammered away at the interviews as a prosecutor where she attacked guns, saying that she would like to see all handguns taken away from Americans? I saw that clip the other day. The news clip is out there.
Yes.
She can neither deny nor explain it away. I doubt if she would even try. On her softness in crime, releasing criminals who within days killed other people, yeah, that's on her. Trump's team is smart. Track down the families who lost loved ones when illegal aliens running all over California killed innocent Americans. Track them down. Use them in your commercials. Use them at your rallies. Instead, Trump allowed a reporter to drag him directly into the path of a speeding train. Unless he gets his act together, he'll make Harris look like the victim of a grumpy old man. And come November, he won't have a leg to stand on by claiming again that the election was stolen. Why does anyone have to steal an election when he's out there giving his own votes away? All of this happened. This is the cool part here. All of this happened at the National Association of Black Journalists Convention. Trump was invited, as was President Biden, weeks before Biden withdrew from the race. Trump went on the attack, accusing the organization of a setup. He has 1 point. Why did Kamala not attend? The reporters from various news outlets were given chances to interview Trump. One question immediately irritated the former president, came from an African-American reporter with ABC News. These are her words. This is the way the question was set up. First of all, if y'all are trying to call, you can't get through.
I think that's a spam caller.
Well, good. A lot of people did not think, she said, it was appropriate for you to be here today. That's not a question, right? But she set it up. A lot of people did not think it was appropriate for you to be here today. You have pushed false claims about some of your rivals, from Nikki Haley to former President Barack Obama, saying that they were not born in the United States, which is not true. You have told 4 congresswomen who were American citizens to go back to where they came from. You have used words like animal and rabid to describe black district attorneys. You attack black journalists, calling them a loser, saying the questions that they ask are, quote, stupid and racist. You've had dinner with a white supremacist at your Mar-a-Lago resort. So my question, finally she gets to a question here. So my question, sir, now that you're asking black supporters to vote for you, why should black voters trust you after you've used language like that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Very disappointing.
A terrible setup for a question. But guess what? He's the one who walked into that one.
Yes.
Trump, as expected, he went on the attack. He didn't want to defend it. He just went on the attack. Looking at the events leading up to that reporter's questions, it was obvious that he was irritated. He was facing a crowd of professional journalists, by the way, who should not have bias towards any candidate. A crowd of black reporters who had already openly protested his appearance at the event. That is on them. Matters not whether the organization had invited the head of the KKK. The reporters should have left their personal prejudices at home. Looking at it fairly, it's certainly reasonable to assume that inviting Trump was as much a setup as anything else. Not a good face for unbiased and unprejudiced journalists, and not the kind of reporters that I would hire. But Trump should have known better. Should have known better than to take on a group with preconceived prejudices. Matters not whether he's right or wrong. He's wrong in the eyes of a growing number of Americans. He looked awful doing this. He should have known better. This election, unfortunately, is slowly becoming a black or white issue, and it is not going to unite Americans, and that's what he says he wants to do. It will continue to divide this nation.
I was extremely disappointed watching and listening yesterday, the remarks being made. And, does he not realize all he needs to do is focus on what needs to be done. Focus on mending our nation and making it great again rather than the name calling. I watched the rally he was at last night. He spent the first 30 minutes just defamation, just talking about Kamala, and it went on and on. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear about what you're going to do for me to be able to afford groceries and gasoline and utilities. What are you going to do to make it better for us?
If you go on nothing but the attack, that's what your campaign manager is for. Let your campaign manager produce a series of commercials, and every one of those commercials, or do like I've suggested already, get yourself a YouTube channel and run just her clips.
Right.
No comments, just run her clips
There's
around the
a lot
clock.
of it out there.
You've got enough to run 2 or 3 days worth before you start repeating.
Right. There's a lot of, like, especially on TikTok, and I know you don't do TikTok, there is clip after clip after clip of her.
They can find it, but put it on one spot and then promote that spot.
Right.
On your commercials on broadcast TV, you promote your YouTube channel.
That's
And say,
exactly right.
if you want to know more, listen to Kamala herself. You don't have to listen to me. Just listen to her, and you decide if this is the person you want.
That's just like right now, the ads that you're seeing on television for the governor race in North Carolina. Everything that you're seeing is where they're going after each other, something that
Sure.
they've done, their stance on issues and stuff. But you don't see, and I will say this about Mark Robinson, when he goes and he's doing a political fundraiser or he's talking before a crowd, he's not sit there dogging Josh Stein the whole time.
Oh.
He's talking about things that need to be done or what he wants to do. And yes, he brings up the issues that the Stein campaign has accused him of in his past. He'll stand right there and
That's fine.
explain.
That's not a problem.
Yeah, that's not a problem. But this presidential race,
This is just nothing but
all
dirt.
Kamala has to do is sit back, be dignified, and let her competitor there just go on his rants.
Self-destruct.
And that's what
he did it in 2020.
Yes, and I do believe that has a lot to do with why he didn't get elected.
That's got everything to do with why he didn't get elected. His tweeting,
Yes.
his vicious attacks. Why?
I mean,
Just
after
tell
the
me what you can
shooting,
do.
he was so mellow.
Uh-huh.
And when he came out to the Republican convention, you thought, okay, he's a different person now. And, this was a wake-up call for him. Boy, it didn't take long.
Should have been.
Didn't take long.
All right, we're going to take a break, do a little bit of weather. So, but again, I know we had at least one, maybe 2 or 3 callers calling in. We cannot answer the phone. Okay. First of all, we're not taking in the calls over our traditional landline. We have been hampered with that.
Yes.
We cannot get you on the air over the telephone.
Right.
So quit calling.
Quit
And
calling.
what you need to do, again, you're monitoring both Facebook, right?
I have everything open.
You're looking at Facebook,
Facebook,
and
YouTube,
Messenger,
email, Messenger.
and Messenger, and your email. And our email is a nice, easy, secure place. Lee C. Barrows. That's LEEC as in Claudia. Barrows, BARROWS.
Cotton candy.
At gmail.com. Lee C. Barrows at gmail.com. She's monitoring it. I'm not monitoring anything. Okay?
And if you need me personally and you have my phone number, if you want to text me, I can do that too.
Yeah,
So-
good luck. Text me and I'll see it tomorrow or Saturday.
Oh, no, most of the people that have wanted to get on have texted me.
Well, that's the people who know you.
Yeah, that's
So
the
if you
ones
want
that
to
know
do
me.
that, send her a text message. You got her number, send her a text message. I'm not going to put it out over the air. Okay? And then all you got to do is give your name and your telephone number, and I'll be calling you up. I'll be the one punching all the buttons over here, so just hang in there for that. You're live and local, Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. Weather is next.
WSME.
Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only cover protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, Solitech luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home that's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at watkinsnewfloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2023 in the flooring covering and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering. They're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering, family owned and operated since 1997, with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering. You stand on it, we stand behind it.
If you plan to rebuild, remodel, repair, or do cottage or home improvements, Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City, should be your first stop. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies, along with Gerber, Buck, and Case knives. Williams Hardware is your helpful, handy hardware store. Williams Hardware cuts size and cuts and threads pipe. When the chores are done and the cleanup is finished, light up that Wilmington grill from Williams Hardware. Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridge Street, Morris City, open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 to 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 252-726-7158.
When you need comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality train systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 24-hour emergency service, NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor service agreement, you never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 252-633-2200. In Morehead City, Sea Air Heating and Cooling 252-247-1122. If you need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. For deals on train systems and more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843.
Summer vacation season is here, and if your plans include hitting the road to do some traveling, then make sure to visit to Silent Service Centers on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the tires on your vehicle. A trip to Silent Service Center will give you peace of mind, with the best value on all name brand tires, and the largest selection of used tires in the area. In addition to quality tires, Silent Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station and does complete brake service, oil changes, and alignment service. And one is really nice is there's no long wait time. Silent Service Center knows you are busy and will have you back on the road in a hurry. Silent Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 90353-4760.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, good. We're back. The marine weather forecast is brought to you by Community Prevention Services of Jacksonville. Whether you're feeling stressed because of the gloom and doom of daily news reports that you might have to deal with severe weather, perhaps you're dealing with a personal addiction, or there's someone close to you with a problem like that. There are folks out there right here in Jacksonville who have dedicated their lives to help people like you, people with issues. They're not going to judge you. They won't remind you that some of your decisions were not the smartest things you've ever done. You already know that. What you need and what the staff of Community Prevention Services can offer are caring folks who will listen and work with you to develop a treatment plan. Stress plays a major role in a lot of lives. Some stress can be managed. Other times it's much better to find a professional to offer a plan of action to get you back on track. You should know, too, the longer you wait, the more difficult it's going to be. It will be a snowballing effect. Knowing that, please don't dwell on the past. It's come, it's gone. You should be looking forward. And with a guiding hand from a compassionate and well-trained counselor, you'll feel the change beginning in short order. Call Community Prevention Services. They're located at 918 Henderson Drive. They're not a chain operation. They're right here in Jacksonville. Their number, 910-353-0972. No overnight miracles promised, but you can look forward to the day that you wake up, get up, and get going to get back to the way you want to be. Offshore today, southwesterly winds 10 to 15 knots, seas 2 to 3 feet, sounds and rivers. They've got a moderate chop. Tomorrow, southwesterly winds 10 to 15 knots, seas 2 to 4 feet. And Friday, southwesterly winds 10 to 15 knots, seas 2 to 4 feet, sounds and rivers of moderate chop. Saturday is going to be the big change. Southwesterly winds 15 knots with gusts up to 25 knots, seas 4 to 6 feet, sounds and rivers are going to be choppy.
Which means a lot of rip currents along the coast too, so be cautious. Today, a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly sunny with a high near 95. Heat index values as high as 107. Tonight, a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms, partly cloudy with a low around 76. Friday, a chance of showers and thunderstorms, partly sunny with a high near 94. Heat index values as high as 109. And Saturday, a chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly sunny with a high near 92.
Yeah, currently here in Jacksonville at the studios here, it's 76 degrees and humidity is up there. It's 95%. You'll be dripping on the outside. It's 76, but it feels like 87 with the humidity factor.
I'm supposed to be getting my weather station today.
Oh, that's good.
I'm so excited.
The winds are kind of calm now. You'll see a little bump every now and then, but not a whole lot. We haven't had any rain here this week at this station, at this location.
Right.
So you've had it, but I haven't. So
yeah, it collects it and it monitors
Yes,
it
it
and
does.
it tells you how much, and at the end of the night it drops it.
Yep, it stops. It resets everything at midnight, but it tells you how much rain you had yesterday.
Yes,
the preceding 24
yes, I
hours.
can't wait for that.
All right. Hey, Chris, what's up?
Hey, Chris.
Hey, good morning, everyone.
Good. It's me.
You were busy yesterday. How many schools did you get to yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday was the first day of high school football practice, and went to made 10 different stops at 10 different area high schools that I covered. So it certainly was a long day.
Lots of sweating going on where you were, right?
I was getting all his tweets.
Yeah, it was a long day. Thankfully, the weather wasn't too hot. It was warm, but it wasn't too muggy, and the morning sessions were pretty good. But it kind of worked out great with the Jacksonville early in the morning around 7. And then White Oak had a practice around that time, and then Richlands, and went over to East Duplin. So to avoid going zigzagging all over the place, it was pretty neat being able to go through a straight line: Jacksonville, White Oak, Richlands, East Duplin, and then come back to Southwest and Dixon, and do it that way. And then
Good
make
planning.
rounds in the afternoon to Swansboro and Croatan, to Lejeune, and then Northside. So it helped that some of these practice times were kind of scattered, and was able to kind of follow a nice path. So, but it was a lot of hard work, but it was a lot of fun. Hitting up the 10 different schools.
Yeah. Well, I would imagine that they counted on you to tell them what time to play, right, or what time to practice, because you were going to have to get to all these places. Did you arrange that schedule for them?
No, but it just works out. I mean, when a lot of these high school football teams are football coaches are creatures of habit. So Jacksonville's always going to practice at 7 o'clock in the morning when they're during the summertime. And, obviously when school starts, they'll start practicing that after school. But they've had the same schedule for the last 15 years or so, and same thing for some of these other schools. So you kind of anticipate and you kind of game plan, and if the coach throws a curveball and makes an adjustment, then you can adjust with him. So, but when you've been doing this for as long as I have, and I mean, Rayford, this being in the media, I mean, you learn how to make adjustments, and you learn how to kind of go on the fly. So it's like I said, yesterday was certainly a lot of fun, and the coaches made it a lot easier.
And you sure always in those days, and I'm sure you do it today too. We always had shortcuts planned into our schedules. We knew the routes to take, right?
Oh yeah, exactly. So you know how to take the shortcuts and avoid certain traffic patterns and things like that. So it's pretty neat. We don't want to give up all of our secrets, right? It definitely went all around the place yesterday. But like I said, it was fun, and pretty tired though, so I don't think I'll be making any stops today. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, it's going to be hot today too. Hotter today, so you're a heat index of about 105 or so. So they need to be really careful out there today and tomorrow.
and they will. I know there's certain individuals that are really concerned about the health and well-being of high school football players, and come up with any kind of spaghetti on the wall to fit their anti-football narrative. And but these coaches do a great job of making sure these kids stay safe. They don't bully them into doing something. And these schools and coaches do a great job of making sure these athletes are not tackling with their heads, or not are being well hydrated, are not doing anything they shouldn't be doing, and they take the correct training and the procedures and the coaching methods to make sure everybody gets hurt. I mean, they make sure everybody stays safe as possible. You're going to have injuries. You're going to have a kid pop his ankle, unfortunately, or break his arm if he gets tackled in a certain way. But that's part of the game. But you're also going to have those in cheerleading and basketball and soccer and
yes,
and so rugby, whatever other sport there is, lacrosse. So there's injuries, unfortunately, are natural when it comes to sports. But like I said, these coaches do a great job of making sure that their athletes are taken care of.
And you mentioned the cheerleaders and the basketball teams and everything. Right now, the basketball guys are not doing anything, but the cheerleaders, are they out there doing their stuff too? Because those guys have to work hard and they have to be very precision, just like the football players do.
Well, yeah, exactly. And they're out there most of the time. They'll do their practices and training inside the gym.
Okay.
Inside the gym throughout the summertime. So, but they've been a lot of your cheerleading squads will actually start preparing for the fall season toward the end of school. In May and June, and that's when they kind of that's when the teams are set up and they start doing stuff throughout the summertime. So, but yeah, they've been working hard. Their cheerleaders are prepared for the fall season, and then you have the soccer teams, boys soccer teams that have been doing stuff all season, conditioning all summer, and like I said, volleyball and cross country. So it's the football players are we highlight them for certain because there's a lot of interest, but a lot of these athletes from other sports are working hard too. And I go back to the fact that a lot of our great athletes are also great young women and men, and do well in the classroom. And
sure,
that's what that's what it's all about.
Yeah, sounds good. Hey, Chris, thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Well, I have one question to ask. Did you ever find out about Damon June?
Damon June, yes. He's Damon June. He's a senior running back at Jacksonville High School.
Right.
He is not signed because he won't be able to sign until December. But he got an offer. He got a scholarship offer to play for the Tar Heels of North Carolina.
Yay.
He's also got quite a few different scholarship offers from different schools as well. So
nothing from state. Come on, state.
He's a great kid. Probably the hardest working player on the team, which says a lot when your star player outworks everybody. So I mean, one of the best, like I said, one of the best student athletes on the team. Makes great grades. Comes from a great family, and he. It's really cool to see when your best player in the area is also one of the great, one of the best, individuals in the area as well. So that's pretty neat to see, and how he loves his teammates. And he won't, he won't be able to sign a letter of intent until December. But he's definitely picking up those scholarship offers left and right.
Well, we still have him for another year.
Yeah, we got him this year.
Go, Damon.
Yep. All right. Yep, he's a senior, so he'll graduate next June, and then but great player, and he'll definitely have another solid season.
So, but of course, after the football season this year, if he starts screwing up in school and he fails, and then we can have him for another year, right?
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's not how we're not able to do that, but. He's not able to do that, but he's one of those kids that takes the studies seriously and takes the relationships that he has with his teammates. He's not one of those look at me type of guys. He's,
gotcha.
Hey, why don't you look at my teammates instead?
Yes.
Let's talk about my teammates instead. So that in today's society, it's hard to come by, and
yes,
it's really neat to see when, like I said, a great player like that is all about his teammates and not himself.
Okay. Hey, Chris, appreciate it, sir. See you next week.
Chris.
All right, thank you.
All right. All right.
Yeah, I think we hollered his name a lot last year when we were up there in the press box watching the game. Oh, that boy can run.
I'm not sure what's happened, but it looks like we have lost an entire commercial break here. So anyway, okay, I don't know what's going on here.
No, we did the 8:20.
Yeah, I know. We don't have another one now till top of the hour.
Wow.
Wrong. It jumped. Sorry, stand
I'm
by.
telling you
I'm
what,
having to do
there's
some
ghosts this morning.
I'm having to do some computer straightening out stuff here, so just hang in there for just a second. Okay, you can talk a minute. I got to get another person on the line here.
All right. Yeah, I think we're getting ready to call Steve. I know him and I were discussing yesterday afternoon some of the remarks that Trump was making, and I'm just like, it's just, I know yesterday there's news out there that he had an interview with an ABC News correspondent. And the only thing I'm going to say in his defense was that she started with an attack right away. And we know Trump doesn't respond well to that. But
no.
Just like, it's like we were talking during the commercial. Just go in and talk about the issues. And what you're going to do for us. Let's leave all these personal tags out.
It would certainly be nice.
It just turned me off.
Yeah, me too. Steve, you're up.
Hey guys, good morning.
Steve.
I wanted to call in with a little ringy ding this morning. I heard y'all talking about Trump's interview with the National Association of Black Journalists last night. I watched it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was pitiful.
Yeah. It was pitiful on both sides because here's the way I look at it. It was a deal that, first of all, you're a journalist. You're a professional. That's what it says there, right? And that's because I come from that profession, and there's nobody going to be able to take that away from me. I would really, if some of those people who were protesting his appearance there, I don't care who it is, if it had been the leader of the KKK, if they'd been protesting that, I would have been up in the air with my reporters because that's not your job. Your job is to do the news. Your job is to cover it.
Right.
But that's neither here nor there. Trump's actions were despicable. He's smarter than that. He should be smarter than that. That brought into some questions for me. But that was the most ridiculous attack on Kamala Harris that I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
His reaction to the journalists, I could not, I don't forgive him because he's a better man than that. He could have said, you know what? This is obviously in my mind a setup and I don't need to be here. Goodbye.
Yeah.
I would have respected him more for that. But I did not like what he did not like his comments, and he was ridiculous in it. That's my 2 cents worth. Now it's your turn.
I tell you what I seen was he went into an environment where he should have anticipated extremely hard questions.
Exactly.
He should have anticipated adversarial journalists asking him questions, and he should have been prepared for those questions, and he wasn't none of that.
It should not have had to be based on race either way. I mean, journalists don't have race. They're journalists.
I understand, but he knew that was a group that was not favorable to him, that he was going to speak in front of with the intention, supposed to be the intention of trying to persuade them to vote for him. And that was what he did was nowhere near that. He showed that he cannot keep his composure. If he's trolled in the slightest way, he does what he did last night.
Mm-hmm.
He does not have the ability nor the character to act presidential. All he knows how to do is just complain and say everything's unfair to him and everybody's treating him dirty and the reporters are so nasty. The question she asked was hard right out the gate, but what she stated was fact, it was true, and it was an honest question to be asked.
Mm-hmm.
And he had no answer for it whatsoever. He just went straight into fake news and attacking the person who asked the question. And then when it got to Kamala Harris, it was nothing about issues. It was, I don't even have to go over that with you. That was just a disaster.
It was.
And to blame the reporters, they're not wanting to be the president of the United States. I think that takes a higher level of character than it does to be a reporter.
Mm-hmm.
And he showed that he had less character than they did.
Can't argue with that.
And that's my opinion. But we all seem to agree that he showed poor character last night.
He did.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yes.
And once again, we talked about my dislike for him over the last 40 years. I can give you 3 years of good examples of his bad character. So my dislike for him is support for that is well documented is why do people turn a blind eye to all those examples of bad character and still say that he should be president? Leave anybody else alone, just that one person, not with all the examples of bad character, who they want to look the other way and think he's a good person.
That's up to the individual.
Right.
Exactly.
And another last thing I'd like to make about logistics is, let's say Trump wins. We can all agree that he is going to do something to try and extinguish the indictments against him. That is going to trigger the Democrats to want to impeach him. And then we're going to have 4 more years of nothing but chaos and nothing gets done. And that's the best case scenario.
I can't predict the future, but it certainly seems like a rational observation.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad we can agree on that. That even if he wins, it's probably still going to be chaos. We need to move on. We need to get fresh blood in there. He brings chaos to the equation, and we need to eliminate that. We need to get back to facts and policies.
So we need to get 2 different candidates to run.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Well, I mean, you got your wish on the Democrat side, man. They took Biden out.
I did not want them to take Biden out.
I get you don't agree with that person, but there was a 99% chance that anybody they replaced him with, you weren't going to agree with.
I don't know.
There's a 1% chance that there's somebody out there you might agree with, but 99% chance that you weren't going to agree with whoever they did.
Well,
but now that they've done that, I think the Republicans really need to reflect on who they've chosen for their candidate.
Yeah. And Kamala, I told you right up front, the minute Biden bowed out of it, the minute the Democrats were pressuring him because they knew they could not win with Biden in there. I don't think they could have won at all. Because, first of all, Trump was not going to act like Trump going up against Biden. He didn't need to. Biden was his own worst enemy. Now Trump is his own worst enemy. So,
I think Biden dropping out put the Trump campaign in kind of a tailspin.
It did.
They had based everything. It's like they have no contingency plan. It's like they only got one thing on their mind, and if that don't succeed, they have no plan B.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So,
all right, Steve, I'm going to probably have to straighten up some mess on this log. I'm going to try to take a break at the time that it says we're supposed to, but this log is so computer-wise, is so disturbing right now that it looks like a campaign.
Oh my gosh.
We all have a blessed day, and here's to today being a non-newsworthy day.
Let's
nothing happens today that's worth talking about tomorrow.
Let's all go home and turn on Netflix.
Oh, Lord.
Just one day, man. Just give us one day, right?
Steve, you've just done it.
That's like telling
you've screwed it up.
An LEO or somebody, hope you have a quiet day.
Yeah, you know that you're going to get. You've done it.
That's
all right, Steve, you take care.
Bye, Steve.
Y'all have a blessed day.
You too. All right, you got anything you can talk about while I go over here and where's my hammer?
Yeah, I can talk about my little episode last night at the house. Why is it every time the battery in your smoke alarm decides to go bad, it's late at night, and you don't have an extra battery? Now, I had extra batteries, but evidently they're old. They were new, but they have sat for so long that when I went to put them in the fire alarm, they wouldn't work. They were dead. So I get the constant beep every few seconds, which drives you crazy. So I decided to take the fire alarm off the wall. Now, this is an old one. I have new lithium battery ones that are up on the wall, so I really didn't need this one. But I took it, and so I yanked it off the wall and undid the wires so I could remove it. but it leaves a sensor plug on the wires on the wall, so it still kept beeping. So I undid that, and look, my poor dog wouldn't even come in the house because the beep scared him so bad. So I took it out to the garage. You could still hear it beeping. So right now it's inside a drink cooler in the garage to try to muffle the sound. Now I'm going to replace it with a lithium battery one that lasts for 10 years. You don't have to replace it, the battery.
Maybe.
But why is it when the battery
Unless it
in your
catches fire.
smoke alarm goes bad, it's always late at night when you can't really run to the store and get a battery?
Do you get concerned about replacing in a smoke detector a lithium battery made of the same material that cars are catching on fire using lithium batteries?
Now, don't start.
That on airplanes, they stopped allowing the lithium batteries for one brand of cell phones, one model number some years ago. They wouldn't even allow those phones on the planes. Remember that?
Exactly.
Now, in a smoke detector, a fire alarm, you're going to put lithium batteries in it.
These are the new type that are made, and they're UL tested. And our Jacksonville fire marshal told me, Lee, go get these. They're what you need. And
Yeah.
I have complete faith in him.
I too. They know the route to your house. So
I'm right across the street from a fire station, and I have a fire hydrant on the sidewalk across from me. So,
do you have a hose already hooked up to it?
I have two hoses. No, not one hooked up to the fire hydrant. But you know, since he was last on the show and talked about that, I don't leave my batteries on the charge 24/7 for my yard equipment or whatever, my drills, whatever. And you know me, I'll unplug these laptops. It's for the weekend.
Every weekend.
And I do mine at home now, everything. And so you just never thought you would see this.
All right, we're going to try.
Yeah, go right ahead.
This is going to be an attempt
Let's do it.
to get around what this computer does, and we're going to attempt to play some commercials. All right, you ready?
Okay.
You're live and local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
WSME.
If you are looking to purchase a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV without the high pressure, Onslow County Motor Company, 1639 Lejeune Boulevard, the dealership for you. At Onslow County Motor Company, they want to help you buy a car, truck, or SUV, not just sell you one. Buying a car, truck, or SUV should be enjoyable, and the folks at Onslow County Motor Company will do their best in making your car buying experience fun and relaxed. Check out their inventory online at ocmc.us or visit them at 1639 Lejeune Boulevard. All vehicles are hand selected, and a standard warranty comes with most vehicles. With extended warranty, and Carfax is free. Stop by and visit Ben, Brandon, Travis, or Terry. They will gladly answer all your questions about a particular model. Financing? Well, Zeke will finance most anybody. Great selection, great people. Onslow County Motor Company, 1639 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, where customers send their friends.
Today, 355-7066. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro can save you money on your automobile insurance with new options that are available now. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro goes the extra mile to make sure you are in good hands, like helping you customize your auto, home, and windstorm coverage with their Write Your Own Home policy. Yes, save even more when you bundle your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, and even your golf cart. Remember, if it rolls or floats, call Tammy for a quote. You and everything you own are in good hands with Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro. Save more money on your automobile insurance today with Tammy Fry Allstate. Phone 910-326-53 today. Tammy Fry Allstate, 638 West Corbett Avenue in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Chino Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Chino Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Chino Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at toms.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repairing, cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want it painted, maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Today we're back and on the line right now, my favorite secret agent man.
Secret agent man.
Hey, Tim, how are you?
Good. I can't hear you on the phone.
You can't hear me on the phone? You cannot? I'm here.
We can hear you nice and clear.
Now I can hear you.
Okay. We're still sitting right here.
It must have been my singing.
Yeah, that's what it was. It interrupted the phone system.
Yes.
Tim Spees, retired Secret Service, and a man who's been on any number of protective details. And what's on your mind this morning?
Oh, not much. I heard you and Steve talking about Trump, and I saw a little bit of it. I saw the beginning. I don't know. I've learned just to not take him personal. He gets, in times he does that. I think that's just his character. But the one thing I did notice about Steve, he did mention that he's disliked him for 40 years.
Yes,
and I
he
think
said that before.
That has a little bit of a bias side to it. That's all I'm saying is that I really didn't know about Biden until I started guarding him back when he was VP. So I really didn't know his record in the Senate, which later we find out he was just horrible. So, so what I'm getting at is I think what everybody should do is they should just, take everything with a grain of salt and just take it day by day. Don't base your opinion on the person from past experiences. My gosh, we did that with everybody. Where would we be? But,
you and I were
what I
in
do
jail.
about though is his Harrisburg visit was very good. He was very respectful to the people. He thanked them for just supporting him and showing how much they really liked him after the shooting. Because yesterday was the first time he returned to Harrisburg since the attempt. So he can be presidential. He definitely can be presidential. There's many times where he's showed that. And he asked for a moment of silence, and it was really nice. So, I will say this about Trump: he praises law enforcement, he praises military, and he loves us. I mean, when he was president, he used to speak of us at rallies and also events. But in my opinion, the Democrats do not do that. They never praise the military. They never praise law enforcement, and they just don't want to be around us. So that's something I think people should look at.
Yeah, I had somebody close to the president doing on a couple of the presidents, and there were some really good people. I'll talk about Mrs. Bush. And I'll talk about Mrs. Reagan because he was around both of them, and both of them were very gracious ladies. Now, some of the others, the wives of the first ladies, were anything but gracious towards Secret Service. I mean, you were nothing but the guy that's supposed to carry their suitcases for them, right?
Oh.
Well, that's what Hillary wanted, but our guys
I didn't call her names.
I can't do both. I can't guard you and carry your bag.
Nope.
So,
Wow.
I actually I ran into the sergeant that was verbally abused by Hillary. I guess the day after the Monica Lewinsky thing, she came out and she went to get in the limo, and he was there, and this was a uniform division guy, and he said good morning to her, and of course she verbally gave him the middle finger. So it's just, when you hear stories like that, you're just like,
heard a lot of
like he had something to do with it.
Yeah. All right, Tim, we're approaching the end of the show here today. Thank you, sir.
Thanks for calling.
Sounds good. I was watching you guys on YouTube. It seems to come through a little bit better on YouTube. That's a good platform.
Yeah, Facebook is just having issues
they've
today.
had some really rotten issues. And first of all, they kind of don't like us at times anyway because of what we say.
I don't know.
And they shut us down from every now and then. So
I think you guys should get one of those really, really long antennas and put it on the top of your roof. And then remember those microphones that are silver that sat on Johnny Carson's desk? I think you guys should go back to that platform. That's the best, I think. This computer stuff is junk.
Mornings like this
sometimes
morning,
it is a problem.
I
You
could
got
agree.
that right.
I just had a time with it this morning.
Yeah,
But then again, guys, I drive a '66 Chevy pickup truck, so I'm just old
Cool.
school. You know?
There you go.
I like
old
that.
school. And we talked about old school and about comms, and I got a plan for the Secret Service. They'll just have to listen to me. All right. Thank you, sir.
If I get in that position, I will.
Okay. Sounds like a winner. Thank you. That's Tim Spees, retired Secret Service. All right. We're going to try to make up some commercials here that fell by the wayside for whatever reason sometime today. And we just skip completely. So right now we're going to go with it. Stand by and we'll see.
On the next Goddard's Gold, the Beach Boys. Oh, it wouldn't be summer without them. Serpent Safari, Good Vibrations, Sloop John B, Fun, Barbara Ann, I Get Around. Do you want to dance? Yes, I do. Help me run. So many hits, so little time. The Beach Boys coming up next Goddard's Gold. Saturdays, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Freedom 97.1 and 11:20 a.m. WSME.
The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
For 30 years now, people throughout Jacksonville and Onslow County have trusted Barnes Diamond Gallery for all their jewelry needs for every special occasion. They understand that every day is a special event for someone, whether celebrating a wedding, anniversary, birthday, engagement, or graduation. Let Barnes Diamond Gallery custom design something for you. Barnes Diamond Gallery does on-site repair in addition to their quality and selection of diamonds, diamond fashion bands, watches, earrings, gemstone rings, and necklaces for anyone for any occasion. Major credit cards accepted. Layaway available. Gallery offers appraisals and paid top market prices for gold and silver. Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, Jacksonville, 30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday. WSME.
All right, this is going to give us just a couple of seconds here to say goodbye. We do appreciate y'all tuning in and listening this morning. Hopefully by tomorrow morning, we will have some stuff cleared out. We have a couple of things here. Prisoner swap out in Russia. We got a couple of people been released.
Wall Street Journal, the Wall Street Journal reporter
that they accused of spying.
Gersh, I just closed it out.
Yeah.
Gershovich or whatever that they accused of spying, and he's been in the prison for over 500 days, has been released, is being released, and a U.S. veteran also that they've had in their prison over there, and I can't get to his name right now because I have closed the news story.
Okay, we got
good
tomorrow.
news.
Tomorrow we've got a gentleman coming from the Jacksonville.
Officer Ira Patterson is
talking
coming
about
in
traffic.
from the traffic.
We got
division.
traffic. We got lots of traffic, so we'll be talking about
We're
that.
going to talk about road rage. We're going to talk about all the things that you shouldn't do.
And speeding, and we'll bring you up to speed on whatever this thing out there that's right now over Hispaniola. It's over the Dominican Republic end of Hispaniola, and this massive rain, disorganized showers and whatever. West-northwesterly, sort of generally. We don't know what's going to happen. They're predicting now up to a 20% chance it will form up in the next 48 hours. Okay.
That's dropped then, hasn't it?
that's increased. It was 10% this morning. 60% over the next 7 days.
There you go, the 7 days.
Have a good rest of your day. Be safe out there. And I'm going to go take the computer out back. I'm going to beat it very severely about the head and shoulders. And then we'll be back tomorrow morning. You're live and local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. Fox News is now.